phones just calling through to everyone on the map. Really makes life a bit obnoxious to play as a defender. Castle, an interesting ban coming out.
Yeah, we don't see too much Castle.
You see him on very specific maps, and I don't really think of this map as one where you'd see him, and it's about who comes in hot here as well. It's been a long day for both of these teams. You really have to be firing on all cylinders, and Nesk wasn't at least in the entry. Cyber's going to find him for free here. And a second as well. Timing on the impact was beautiful.
That already has me worrying a little now in a 5 versus 3. They can leave Cyber out on the roam. He can keep, you know, making things difficult for those players who are trying to get piano and exposition control. Lagonis trying to peek around this corner, but easily dealt with there, and it ends up with a flawless round as 3 kills come in quick succession.
Liquid worked through in this round, and so far, not really applied any pressure. You have got Parlo underneath though, which is quite an interesting take here. So kind of like turning the vertical against him by working from below rather than above.
Yeah, really good there. What Parlo's done is just chase KDS into the line. Bit of space that they can find to try and put this diffuser down.
That's it. Of course, you've got to worry about the Warden if you are going to make use of those smokes, but I feel like Lagonis really is the linchpin here. He's the one that they've got eyes on. And sure enough, plant's going down. C4 came out ready, going to get in and get rid of one. It gets rid of resets, but the plant is still going down. And at that same time, they're using the Grim to deny the vertical angles. They're shooting upwards as well to contest. A really good start coming out from Liquid here. Still got the Monty
left to deal with. Then FaZe can absolutely do this, but they are running out of time. That's the first that they needed, but Ness is there. Handy gets him, and now in a 2v1, they should be able to deal with it. Do they get on the diffuser? Yes! Souls is already there. He's picking, and what that does is it prevents anybody swinging, or at least that's the intention. Now then, in through the window goes Nesk, walks into meeting, picks up an absolute freebie, and surely that's going to be the opportunity for Liquid to get themselves on in here, because FaZe are going to have to turn away from that window, and that's what happens. Lagonis is getting the diffuser down. He's going to stick it. The Nitro misses. 4 versus 4. They can hold this from outside now, Des.
They've got enough going on, yeah, and they've managed to also bring down most of the members of FaZe. Only Souls left on side. It looked like it was going to crumble, and crumble it has. Honestly, Tim, if I'm Vita King there, I'm fuming at my team. They're all still on their feet. I'm the one denying the plant spot with these smokes. Yet, what are they even watching? The fact that he can get himself inside a window, charge in towards, well, not sight, but in towards meeting, and bring down the only real method they had of denying that plant going. It's unreal, isn't it? We'll find out once we get to the end of that what that looks like for this one. Right, Nesk's found himself put in the dirt by Vita King as well early on the alibi. Fantastic roamer of
him back down spiral stairs, but he's actually dropped right back out of that, trying to go and play a little bit more directly with his Monty, but resets is lost elsewhere to Handy, and it's not looking great right now. The repositioning from Maya there was to actually deal with the mirror window. Parlu being careful here, sees his man, but Souls manages to pick up Maya. That's not like Parlu to miss those shots onto KDS, and it's another flawless round coming out for FaZe. To create a diversion while Lagonis goes in on the blitz straight into a goo mine though, so good setup from FaZe. They've got to be aware, and they are. KDS manages to cut one down. Handy taken out by Ness, but Souls is there for the trade. Maya picking up KDS along the way. 3 versus 3, but that could be sight clear here. There might be an opportunity for this diffuser to go down on the ground.
Again, if you want to make a play like that, or you're pushing in laterally, I'd rather you bring a Monty, because you've seen exactly what the problem is. The Blitz can't fully cover himself, lost his life for it. They haven't got the vertical control. Souls will get put back on his feet, and now we're back where the round started, realistically, where Liquid have got to worry about this top floor. They can't make a plant happen without it.
At this point, no. Not in a 2 versus 3, so they're really going to have to reposition here, Resets and Parlu, to see if they can find somebody.
This is the best chance they've got here, because it's such a narrow angle on the vertical. If they win this gunfight, then suddenly things are looking all good. You can see the player as well, knows what's going on. They see the plant going down. Managed to tuck themselves away here and make it work nicely, but Souls has got the lateral shot coming through. Vita King put down on the vertical, but now he's got to worry about, okay, where's Cyber coming from? I know that Souls is around. He's found what he needs, but across towards your left, man. It's simply not going to happen. A nice attempt, but FaZe will move up 4-1.
Again, really smart play from FaZe there. They knew that that plant was going down, but rather than not quite enough to be able to go in and put this diffuser down, Lagonis is going to try it, but there's going to be nobody there to cover him. The push comes in, Souls gets one, but doesn't realise that he's backed up as Ness manages to walk in and find a double. That's going to leave them 4 versus 2 as another kill comes in. There could be an opportunity potentially for Lagonis here. Vita King and Cyber have been pushed back deep into sight. Cyber taken out, and it leaves it all for Vita King to do 1v3.
Got himself dug in, he's managed to find one. The other line, Yellow's, and by the way, what's going on there? Smoke comes out, but I was going to say the round would have come in from Yellow. A scrappy round, but Liquid get it done, Tim. They find that second.
In a bit better cover than that, but still manages to find what he wants there with the second one. And right now, Liquid can just hold the line.
Boy.
Lagonis going on a long flank attempt here, going all the way around. I'm not sure if he's looking for a nitro potentially or looking to maybe get up Spiral, but we'll keep our eyes on him. Palu manages to pick up Cyber. Look at that, double from Ness, just bringing it to 5 versus 2, and it's almost certainly done here. 30 seconds left to go. Lagonis does get picked up and FaZe are fighting back, but it's all up to Souls. A 1 versus 3, one of the most clutch players in all of Siege, but it's going to have to be a big effort from him with only 25 seconds to go.
Doesn't have the diffuser in hand either, so with 20 seconds to go, he's really got to fight his way through 3 players that I just don't think he's going to be given. They will try and Candela off through the room here as well and make his push across what will be a default spot if he had the diffuser in hand, but as you can see, it's across the other side of the map. Going to be given nothing. Palu taking him out, and Tim, it's one of those now where I'm just starting to think, okay then, we've got halfway through the round, we've not seen the big move. As I go to say, it's a Castico, so there's no big plays made yet, and then suddenly everything just springs to life. Couple of kills back for Liquid, who once again find themselves up with the massive numbers advantage. And to give him a big shout out, Tim, Nesk has been unstoppable so far on this map.
Oh, 12 and 5 is absolutely flying, and you just feel like it's, you know, maybe what Liquid needs at the minute to carry them through a couple of maps, get them a couple of wins on the board, and then go from there. Plant is going to be going down though. Souls just trying to tease that one a little bit. Does exactly that. Pitch resets it.
Forward to die here as well. Best thing he can really do is make sure this is locked off. Chuck a drone at his feet, for example, have someone watch the angle for him, but has pushed in and found the kill. But Souls here knows that he can't make a play without some assistance first. Will he find one? No! Nesk onto a third, and Souls with it all to do by himself knows that he hasn't got the time, hasn't got the resource to make this happen, and by the looks of it, Liquid are going to give nothing over. The vertical is there. Palu gets the close. The classic old school duo coming back together. Can openers.
Well, you've got to wonder, because, you know, if you're not going to bring the hard breach and you've got the IQ, why bring the Thatcher? You know, it's not the only use that Thatcher has to support the hard breachers, but it is the primary one. You know, yes, you can do a couple of other bits, but there's no Warden on side. You know, you're not going to look at disabling his glasses, for example. So yeah, little curiosity. The top floor, and I'm wondering if they know about his location or not.
I mean, this is a bit of a new one, admittedly, making it C4 to open up the floor rather than deny it. All you've really done there is invited an absolute freebie. Is that another C4 coming up? Tim, they're out of C4s. Like, that's your main denial tactic, and you've let it go. What the hell is happening?
Cyber's getting the plant down as well. The cover is there. KDS finding resets. Handy onto Ness. It's all over for the round as Souls managed to pick up Lagonis, and that was a great attack.
Couple of kills if this carries on. Must know now. There is one in front, and sure enough, shot straight in the back and rounds himself in towards admin. They're panic stations for FaZe because they now can't execute despite when it looked like they had such good positional advantage, and they've got to recover this somehow. KDS also a little bit isolated, but where is Ness? Can they find him?
Well, that's it. It's really smart from Ness to move into admin because they can't ignore him, they can't leave him. He probably could have just kept himself actually a little bit more stationary there. Decides to relocate and is going to get picked up, but it leaves 20 seconds now for them to try and get a plant down. There's still a Toxic Babe canister left. We're going to see the fire canisters coming in from Lagonis on the Tachanka as well, but Vitaking is able to use that plant spot that I spoke about, Des. He's able to get it down, and that's a big misstep from Liquid if they're not able to get the retake here. They managed to find the trade and take Cyber down, but it's still 2v3. KDS and Vitaking just trying to hold on.
All they'll be able to do enough is the real big one, to be fair, Tim. They've got enough that they've got the longer angles. They know someone's coming up Spiral as well. A good read on this one, sees his man, and honestly, it's a freebie! What a second shot! I was going to say, Lagonis is chalked, and KDS, he is the difference. 6 and 4 for FaZe. Change over towards that instead, and that's exactly where we're heading to for what could be our final round here. In round 11, Palu being found out by KDS, who keeps it going. And the thing is, Tim, that's one of the easiest kills in the book. Seen on Handy's drone, runs up Spiral. Oh, there's someone on
corner. He's not in any rush at the moment, but with 1 minute 15 left to go, time is a factor for FaZe. They can't go forever, but I thought that Handy was going to win that one out, but Maya manages to strike.
He is, Tim. We're down to the last 30 seconds or so. They've got to make a move sooner for FaZe. As you get down towards the dying few seconds, that clock becomes the 6th man for the other side. Lagonis on the backside. Will he find the first kill in this game? No, he won't. He is a punching bag for the other side. A 3 versus 3 and 20 to go. Inside of sight they may be, but Liquid are standing strong at least for now. It's another trade coming back through. Vidaking onto 2. It's 2v2, Tim. 10 seconds to go.
Who knows which way this goes? Vidaking just trying to move in. He's got a little bit of intel. Can get the diffuser down here potentially, but no. Ness manages to pick up Souls. Means he has to go for the fight. 3 seconds. No choice but to stick this, but it's the Soulless above, and he knows that he is going to get stopped if you can create that space, especially if you've got a bit of utility. They've got the smokes on the Twitch. They managed to get the opener that they will want onto Lagonis. Sight is potentially theirs.
0 and 10. Man, he's going to be feeling this one in the morning. It real stings as well, knowing that your teammates, like Nesk especially, are really putting up numbers. And all you're really doing in the game is detracting from that. You're really making it hard for the team to rely on you to be able to win out these gunfights. And I feel for him. Lagonis has had some wonderful games, but today really is not his day. And that could be what costs his team the game.
Just going to be spotting out the Valkyrie cam, takes it down, and that's going to be at least a little bit less information. They just need to win 1 or 2 of these vertical fights, but they're not going to be able to as Maya takes down Vidaking. Cyber elsewhere, finding Souls. Maybe missing his opportunity, but KDS and Handy are there. It's all up to Palu. 1v4, 1v3, cannot do any more as FaZe will take the win in regulation. It's 7-5. It's not been easy for them, Des, but they get the job done.
Not easy for either side. It's in a real battle from start to finish between these two teams, I feel. But FaZe, when it really counted, just had that little bit extra in the tank, and that last round alone, Lagonis 0 and 10, Souls missing a freebie onto the ward, and those are the moments they'll look back on, and it will haunt them because those are the moments that will make a difference in round.
Having really quiet games there, yeah, you can see what I'm saying there. 7, 8 and 15 across those top 3, and then 6 kills between Palu and Lagonis.
I was going to touch on it. I think about round 10 I was going to mention it. The difference was like 7 kills was the lowest and 9 was the highest on the other side of FaZe.
Yeah.
And even towards the end of the game it stayed the same. Lowest is 8 kills, highest is 11. Like,
that's my point. Everybody's involved.
What more do you want than a perfect example of a team game? Yes, we had Handy getting KDS getting a big 3K. We had a couple of Vidaking multi-kills in there as well. But everyone has really played their part throughout, and that for me at least is what makes it the most impressive.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from FaZe. We can see there, and this is why I say that they're a top team at the tournament. This is what makes them so dangerous, is that everybody can get involved. Everybody has their moments, and it's like that constantly, and it must make it very difficult to play against them because, you can spot somebody in the map and you can think, yeah, we're going to go in and try and take that ground. We're going to go and try and do that. But you're always coming up against a difficult fight. It's never that you can single somebody out and say, oh, it's their support, then maybe not as good on the gunfights. Yeah, but let's go and get that done easily. It's just not a thing against FaZe. What, you're going to go against their support, Souls, who's top fragged nearly? Like, you just can't, you can't do it.
Well, what a day we've had, Tim. From start through to finish, I think there's